I have cracked some books open, taken them out of those CGC capsules, their jail cells, the tombs of doom, and then I pressed them and cleaned them and sent them right back to be put back into them. This is 3 books that I had pressed and cleaned and resubmitted. 3 big books. Now, one of them, a friend of mine, he did them for me, which I appreciated so much because the book looked fantastic afterwards. And the other 2, I did myself. One while he was watching and kind of coaching me through after he showed me how to do it on a practice book. And then the other one I did completely by myself. The very first book I did all alone with no help. So let's see if I screwed the pooch or if I should keep doing this. So the first book up is a book that has been circled in some controversy here on the channel because a lot of people were giving grief to my buddy Jay about the job he did at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo when he pressed and cleaned it there. And I just wanted to use this book because when my buddy Jeff and I were looking at it, we saw a couple things that we thought maybe we could sneak by and get a grade bump with. So the first book up is that infamous Edge of Spider-Verse #2, the first appearance of Gwen Stacy. It was a 9.4 before I cracked it, pressed it, and cleaned it. This is the one I did by myself, all alone, for the first time, first book. Did we drop the grade on this? Did I screw it up? Let's see, let's see. Stayed exactly the same. So 9.4 beforehand and 9.4 afterhand. Now I will say we did get that beautiful, beautiful Spider-Gwen logo label there, the custom label or whatever they call it. But I will say that I don't think that I improved the book very much, if any at all. Jay and those guys got every point that could be gotten out of this book, and I'll show you why this is not going to go higher than a 9.4 and why I think that those guys did a perfectly fine job. If you look here, you're going to see a color breaking spine tick right there. That little white line in the maroon color, that's a color breaking spine tick there. And then if you scroll up a little bit up here, there's actually another one right there ahead of the staple. You're going to see another one there as well. So that's 2 color breaking spine ticks there on the front cover. Now here on the back, you're going to notice along the back of the spine here in the black, there is a decent amount of color rub right there. So that is, sometimes they're going to let some of that slide, but I think that definitely was a deciding factor, especially when you get up here to the top corner and you see there's like some color rub going on up there as well. I've seen this on several of these books. Sometimes they let a little bit of it slide, but this is a pretty fair amount of it. So these are the reasons why I say this is definitely a 9.4, and we're not going to get a better grade on this, no matter who pressed it or cleaned it, whether they did it at a Comic-Con or whether they did it at home. I think Jay did a great job and got everything he could out of this. So I hold nothing against those guys. I still stand by what I said and thinking that he did perfectly fine with it. No problem at all in this book. Next up was the book that I did with the supervision and a little help from my buddy Jeff as he was teaching me the craft of doing this pressing and cleaning. We'd already done a practice book, and then he was like, all right, man, let's jump into it, man. Let's jump on something, do it big. So how much bigger can you really get than an Ultimate Fallout 4 issue number 1? What an idiot. Then Ultimate Fallout issue number 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales, and this is indeed the first print. Now you will see I had already submitted this at one point and it came back in 8.0. 8.0, and I didn't press or clean it before sending it out, which I knew I should have done, but I was just like, let me just see, maybe I can just, I was planning on selling it because I thought that the book had hit a peak and was about to come down, and I didn't get it back before it started coming down. So now that it's come down, I'm just going to hold on to it for a little longer. However, it came back in 8.0. 8.0. This book had the polybag crease, all that on the back. It also had an indentation that went from the front cover, hit every page, and was on the back cover. I don't know what happened to this book to have caused something to hit it so hard that it left an imprint, an indentation on every page from front cover to back cover, all the way through the book. Craziest thing I've ever seen. So we worked it. He was showing me some techniques to try to get some of that out, and also to get that polybag crease out. And we were expecting like 9.2. If we were, super lucky, on a good day, we were hoping maybe a 9.4. It does have some color rub issues on the back, and it does have a spine tick on the front. But like I said, sometimes if a book is known for having bad color rub, they will let it slide. And this one is one of those that is just, it's known for it. I mean, color rub on the back is just something that it is known for. So how big of a bump, or did we get a bump from this 8.0 on the first appearance of Miles Morales' first print? Let's take a look. 9.6, baby. Boom! Ha ha ha! 9.6. That's a big jump from an 8.0. That is a monstrous jump from an 8.0. Cannot be more excited about that. Again, we have the beautiful label, which they said they had gotten rid of, but I saw it that it was still available, so I paid for it. I selected it, and I was like, if I get it, cool. If I don't, hey, I tried. But they did put it on there, so I was super excited about it. Hitting the 9.6, and I think we got every single point that could be gotten out of this book. I got every point out of this book, I feel like, and I'm just absolutely over the moon excited about having this 9.6 in this book, especially coming from such a sorry grade as an 8.0. Just goes to show you guys, if you think leaving this book in that poly bag is the best thing for it, you are destroying the book. Destroying the book. It is hurting the book. Please take it out of the bag. Go take it out of the bag now. Please take it out of the bag. Take it out of the bag. Take it out of the poly bag. Remove the poly bag. Take it out. Can you please take it out of the poly bag? It's hurting the book. Don't leave it in the poly bag. Take it out. And the last book up is the biggest book in the submission. It is indeed my Hulk 181. Now, I don't have the original label for this one, but this is the one I had my buddy Jeff work on before I bought my press, before I started trying my hand at this craft, which I am absolutely enjoying doing, by the way. And this thing had a lot of issues. You'll see some pictures here where you can see across the Hulk trade dress there. It looks like something was laid on top of it and then it got stuck to the top of the book, and it just looked really bad. And it also does have some staining up here, which, obviously he did not remove the staining, but he got all of the crap that was stuck to the book here. He did a great job making that look much better and removing a lot of it. There's still some kind of residue there, but you don't have as big of a eyesore as you did before. Of course, you still see the staining there, and there was a lot of creasing that he was able to press out. But one big thing was this big, huge, color breaking crease here that goes almost the full length of the Incredible Hulk, and that is going to hit you very hard. It actually goes all the way up to here, so you have a color break that goes from here all the way down the book, and of course, it kind of dips off this way a little bit too. So we were hoping for a grade bump on this one, of course, just by getting rid of that stuff, pressing out a lot of the issues on the front, and getting rid of a lot of those creases and stuff. So did we indeed get a grade bump on the 2.5 Hulk 181? We did not. We did not get a grade bump, although we did improve the look of this book tremendously. He made this book look, I keep saying we, and I need to say he, because Jeff made this book look tremendous. I mean, he absolutely killed it on the pressing and cleaning on this for me, and it looks a ton better. This is probably one of the most beautiful presenting 2.5s that you're ever going to see. The colors are fantastic. The spine on this, I mean, for a 2.5 is absolutely tremendous. It is tremendous for a 2.5. beautiful spine. What kills this book is the staining up here, and like I said, that color breaking crease that goes almost all the way up past the Incredible Hulk's elbow there. And you know, Jeff was talking to me and he was explaining, you know, the point system, the way they do it, man, the length of those color breaks and creases. You know, there's things that really kill a book on the points, and I know like a rusted Staples, that's a huge no-no. They will kill you in points on that. Staining is another big one, and then the length of those color breaks are going to absolutely murder you. So I have the best looking 2.5 Incredible Hulk 181 on the planet with the stamp included. Everything's here, and you know what? I'm okay with it because I still think this book is going to definitely continue to increase in value, although it's dropping right now. At some point, this book is going to be worth much more than I paid for it initially, and because it looks so much better, it will probably bring a premium when you look at the 2.5 scale as far as what it is bringing in the market. People are definitely going to want one that presents as good as possible when it comes to the low grades. And, you know, if you can only get that low grade, get the best looking one you can. So that's what I have here, and I'm still really excited about it. You win some, you lose some. We didn't lose here, though. You know, I consider every one of these books still a win because not only did we get the massive grade bump on the Ultimate Fallout issue number 4, but the other books did not drop. So I was like, you know, as long as they don't drop, they come back as the same, that's perfectly fine because the books present better, they look better. The Edge of Spider-Verse, I really wanted to get that Spider-Gwen label, so I was going to send that back in anyway. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take the chance. Instead of just sending it for a reholder for the new label, I'll just see if I can bump the grade. Just maybe I'll get lucky and somebody will let some stuff slide, but it didn't happen. And that's okay because it's not always going to be your day when you send those books in. I mean, who knows? I could probably send that book in again and again and again, and maybe at some point it does hit that 9.6. I don't see it hitting a 9.8. But you know what? If you submit books enough times, you know, sometimes you're gonna get lucky eventually. Sometimes, so. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be okay with what I got in those books. So I have a 25 book pre-screen, 9.8 pre-screen set of books that are at CGC right now that I pressed and cleaned every one of them by myself on my own. And this is kind of like the submission that I'm using to really test and see if I'm doing this the right way, or if I need to go back and ask some questions and do some tweaking. But hey, we're gonna find out very, very soon. Those books are gonna be back really, really quick, so I'm looking forward to that. There's some awesome books in there, but I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on what I showed you guys today, and your thoughts on breaking books open and resubmitting them, trying to get those grade bumps. Is that something that anybody has ever thought about doing, or have you guys just like always just accepted, you know, this is what it is? I'm just interested to hear your thoughts on that, and which book was your favorite? Was the 181 your favorite, even though it stayed the same? Or were you more excited about that Ultimate Fallout 4? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on what I showed you guys here today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just make sure you get to see more of our content on your YouTube stream platform when you're scrolling through all those videos. So hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And as always, guys, collect your way.